The concept of a limit has a long and fascinating history, evolving over centuries as mathematicians grappled with the notion of infinitesimals and the precise definition of limits. Here's a brief history of the development of limits. Ancient Greece. The Greeks laid the foundation for mathematical ideas but did not have a formal notion of limits as we understand them today. However, thinkers like Zeno of Elea introduced the concept of Zeno's paradoxes, which dealt with infinite processes and the division of time and space into infinitely many parts. 17th century. The work of astronomers and mathematicians during this period indirectly contributed to the development of limits. Johannes Kepler, 1571 to 1630, used the method of indivisibles, proposed by Bonaventura Cavalieri to calculate areas and volumes. This method employed infinitesimals, which were not rigorously defined but laid the groundwork for later concepts. 17th–18th century, the concept of limits was more explicitly explored during this time. The term, infinitesimal, was coined, and mathematicians like Isaac Barrow and John Wallis started using it in their work, even though they didn't have a formal definition for it. Isaac Newton and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. In the late 17th century, both Newton and Leibniz independently developed the foundation of calculus. They introduced the ideas of differentiation and integration, which heavily relied on the concept of limits, though they didn't articulate the idea in a rigorous manner. Augustin Louis Cauchy, 1789 to 1857. Cauchy is often credited with providing the first rigorous definition of a limit in the early 19th century. He formulated the epsilon-delta definition of a limit, which is still taught in calculus courses today. This definition precisely defines the notion of a function approaching a particular value as its input gets arbitrarily close to a given point. Carl Weierstrass, 1815 to 1897. Weierstrass made significant contributions to the development of the rigorous definition of limits and continuity. He emphasized the importance of avoiding intuitive reasoning and focused on using precise definitions and logical arguments in calculus. 20th century, the concept of limits became an essential part of modern mathematics. As the field of analysis matured, mathematicians further refined and generalized the idea of limits, leading to more advanced areas of mathematics like real analysis and topology. Today, the concept of a limit is a fundamental concept in calculus and real analysis. It plays a crucial role in understanding the behavior of functions, derivatives, integrals, and many other mathematical constructs. The historical development of the limit concept reflects the evolution of mathematical rigor and the quest for a deeper understanding of the foundations of calculus.